Po. Welcome all. So today we had a very interesting query in our group about what kind of water filter we have to use, or what are the natural methods of using water. It's a very good, very decent way. Everybody understands that there should be a healthy way of using water, but actually we are in a point of time where we have to go a lot more deeper behind the source of water, where we are getting it and what kind of impact it creates in our body and as well as our environment where we are living in. It's actually a very ugly story when we go deeper. So before jumping into conclusion of what methodologies to use water, what kind of water we have to use it, let's take a detour. Let's understand how water is used in India and around the world, and it'll help us to open our eyes what happens here. To start, the very basic things what we as of now we believe so far is that RO water, which everybody calls as reverse osmotic pressured water, is one of the best methodologies to filter the water. Unfortunately, it is one of the biggest joke of our time because we still believe it. The reason is RO waters are not healthy. Technically, it actually breaks the water structure. It removes the valuable natural minerals, available salts and all other nutritious value of a natural water, and all you get is just a lifeless water on the other side. To understand what is RO is very simple. Assume that you have a two container connected by a pipe, and you have some layer of some substance there in between. One side you have a salt water from sea, and other side you have a soft water. This particular layer called as that osmotic layer, what it does is over a period of time the soft water would slowly get into the hard water part of it. That is the nature. So then they found out that if you give a pressure in the salt water side of it, then the hard water what you have will slowly get into the layer and come in the reverse, and it will give you a soft water. This was primarily introduced for a place where they do not have water, where only sea water is available. They were using that for an industrial purpose, to build some plant or anything near a seashore. They need abundance of water. They can use the sea water for making all those industrial use. That was the idea. And the second primary idea was to use it in the army field. When you go on a battle, you really don't know where they are. They don't have a source of water. They are near the beach. Then they can install this machine and they take water out of it and they can drink it. That is just for a temporary solution. Apart from on a longer term, it's definitely not a healthy, and somehow it found its way to all the household today. Today a house without RO is considered to be very unhealthy. So why? That is one of the reasons. There is no life. If you want, you can take a bottled water, RO water, a normal rainwater or a groundwater, keep all the seeds in a different pot and try to water it and see which plant comes and which is healthy. You will know the answer by yourself. So drinking this lifeless water, what happens is over a period of time in our body, slowly we will start aging faster. So there will be like lot more degeneration of cells happen. It damages our immune system in a very systematic, slow way. Around 10 to 15 years, it will slowly break down you. It will break down the structure of our immunity. That's the beauty of this RO water of it. So nobody is going to do a research and nobody is going to climb around it. Okay. So then what happens is, if you look at the pH value for a water that is friendly to our body, whatever water you get from RO or bottled water or any other source, it's always less than 5 or 4 or even lower than that. It's an acidic value. Once you take more acidic related waters into our body, what happens is it becomes a breeding ground for cancer or any health causing issues in our body. So that is why we should definitely not consider using it. We need to have more alkaline based water, and now there are high end premium water filters which are sold in market, which will have a high alkaline value to stabilize it. If you actually look at the stomach, the gut part of it, the pH value is nearly 2.5 to 3, which is very acidic. That's why when you put anything inside, it will digest it. You need that kind of acidity, and only it's certain part, but apart from the other part of it, the pH value is different, and they say 7 is more friendly, and that's the most ideal way of using a water. So that's the story of RO filter. So now people are waking up, RO is not good. A lot of naturopathy doctors are speaking, a lot of more researchers are coming, and now all these companies, what they do is they are introducing a UV filter, and later sometime they are even coming with a TDS filter. So like that, they'll keep on introducing new kinds of filter, and we will keep on believe, as long as we are ready to believe, they'll continuously make us believe a normal water what we drink in a tap is very dangerous and you're going to fall sick and die very soon, or else you buy this filter, you are completely safe for life. And moreover, it's not once and every 3 months. Once you'll have to service it, it becomes a commodity. It's like to survive, we need to actually, to just to be alive, healthy, there's so much of working around and rat race we'll have to do. That's what we are right now. I remember in my school days, my teacher used to say like, save water or else tomorrow you might have to buy water in a shop. We all were laughing, who will buy water from a shop? But today it is the reality. It's like even the today's generation, if I say my daughter like, where do you get water? She'll say, I'll get in a bottle in a shop. We are in that situation, and some cities have opened cafes to breathe a healthy air. You just need to go there, pay them money and sit and breathe a healthy air and walk out. To just survive, do we need to do all these things? We are responsible for it. So it is high time to understand the politics behind it. And why do nobody take steps around it? Because water is a $140 billion industry. It's a very huge industry. All the big players are there. Obviously, when all the big corporates are there, government is going to work for them. They're not going to bother about us. So there is no point in waiting for somebody to take action. Rather, we can make a course correction and we can give them back in a very different way. So that's the pH value story and the lifeless water story of all these filter bottles. Now coming to a next step of bottled water. Okay, I'll not take RO water. I'll buy a proper mineral water and I'll drink it. Again, bottled water is even more dangerous than RO. Why? I'll tell you. Recently, they have done a research on 9 developed countries. They collected 2,500 bottled water samples, the real products what they sell in the shelf. Around top 11 companies were selected. All the companies, almost like few top companies are already in India. I don't need to name it, you all know it. So what happens here is, these waters, when they tested it, they found out nearly 30 to 40 plastic particles above 100 microns are there in the bottle. Around 93% of bottle has it. And less than 100 microns, they found out nearly 300 to 600 particles in this. So imagine the developed countries, well established, so much of strict rules and regulations there. Even those bottles had plastic particles in it. So what happens when they drink it? 90% they assume it comes out. 10% get deposited and slowly it accumulates and it reacts with our body. Toxins create unnecessary things, and we'll have a lot of allergies, skin allergies, gastric issues, cardiac related issues, kidney renal related issues. So that is the reason. And if you actually look into the mineral water, what they do, they actually do the same thing. They take the water, they process under osmotic pressure, pass the same water under UV. So many filters are added into it, completely break it down, and the water remains out as a very tasteless water. You will not even taste it. Then they pass it through a lot of mineral filter, mineral metal plates, so that the water taste changes, so that you will be drinking. And they have mastered it so well that drinking that water will make you more thirsty. You will actually drink more. So that's it. Even that bottle's pH value is very low. It's not human friendly. So when you actually buy a pH meter available in all the online shopping, it's like $500 to $600. You can buy it. Check it out. You will be surprised to see the normal tap water what you get is actually 7 or somewhere between that. It's even like 6 to 7. It's a lot more safer. So that is the source of water we will have to drink. So now the question comes is, okay, the normal water I get in the tap has a lot of sediments. How do I do it? It might have harmful bacteria because we have been wrongly educated. Everything you touch is bacteria. Bacteria is actually doing good. Just to kill 2-3 bacteria, we completely take the water, boil it, break the structure again, lose all the minerals, and we only take the lifeless water. And it's actually tasteless. When you drink a hot water, you will know. After heating it and cooling it down, still you can figure it out. It doesn't taste good. So how do we filter all these things? Very simple. The answer is with our ancestors. Just go back. They were using a normal cotton cloth, white cotton cloth, and they were filtering it. The beauty of cotton is naturally it will hold all the bad bacteria and the sediments. And what comes out below, you just drink it. That's the most safest option you can have. And to wash the cloth, you just need to put sun dry it. That's all. Sun will kill all the bacteria. Then again you reuse it. As simple as that. So now we have complicated so much. You buy a filter, you wash this one, and you'll have to do it. It's not necessary. That is the, I think we'll have to go back in time and do it. So now let's take a detour from here and understand why in India there is so much of water scarcity and why not in any other places. The answer is very simple. We really did not pay attention to our groundwater. Now the rate at which it's exhausting, it's like it's extinguishing, is very alarming. The reason is, I'll tell you a story about, let's go to reality in Saudi Arabia. We all know Saudi Arabia is rich in oil and other things. They also have a very good quantity of water under the ground. So they found out few years ago and they started harvesting their own wheat, because wheat is one of the major food there. So once when they were making the food wheat there, they made it so excess and they started exporting it. And then they found out that groundwater was reducing, and they were like really worried why it is reducing, it should come, right? And then they found out that the volume of water they were using to make the wheat is lot more expensive for them than importing it from other country. So to make a 1 ton of wheat, they need at least 1,000 ton of water to make it. So they said, water is so precious, why do we have to waste it? Let's buy it from the other country, which is lot more safer for them. For example, I'll give you another very classical example. Is you let's say you buy an egg. I think India is the second largest supplier of egg around the world, if you don't know. To make one egg, we are spending around 140 liters of water, and how much are we selling it in the market is 5 to 10 rupees. So that 140 rupees, because some we are getting an export order of 10 rupees, we are actually losing nearly 140 liters of water. The case is very alarming here. And if you take a pair of jeans, just to make one jeans, you are, I think it's close to 2000 liters of water. And to make 1 cup of coffee, that coffee bean, it's like 120 liters of water. To make one, this is called virtual water. You just need to do Google and figure it out. They will tell you. To make one car, a small mini car, they spend around 4 lakh virtual waters there. And smartphone is like another huge number. It's like some 12,000 liters of water has to be spent to make a smartphone. So we thought industries are coming here to employ us, but actually what we are doing is we are exporting all these things. So now Saudi Arabia doesn't do any, they only import. Let's take China, which they consume largest number of pork there. They don't make pork, they don't grow pig and they don't do it. They only import it from other countries. Because to make a pork or meat, they need to spend a lot of water, which they know it is very important. So they import it, which is very economical for them. Take Italy, which is famous for leather making, and all the leather comes from India. And to make all these things, we are spending like lakhs of water to purify all those things. So that's the reason we are continuously running out of water. All these industries suck the water out of it so easily, and we do not have. The normal consumption of a human being is just 30 liters, that's all. And the per capita water consumption when I studied was 175 liters. I don't know what is the value today. What Mother Nature has given us is more than enough for us, but right now we are abused it so much. To make 1 liter of so-called healthy plastic mineral water bottled water, we are spending so many liters of water, which is becoming hard and useless, which we are pouring in the land. Again, it spoils the agriculture, it spoils the flora and fauna of that place. So we really don't have to do it. So now coming to the solution part of it, how do we use it? Just take a normal tap water, filter it and drink it. If you are not sure, take the water, filter it with the cotton cloth, store it in a mud pot and store it overnight, and the next day morning your water will be a lot more tasty and healthy. You can drink it. You have like, okay, bacteria, so what do? Just add a tulsi leaf there, or take a small piece of wooden piece without a bark of guava tree or amla tree you can add, or vetiver you can add. Their list is so big. There are so many herbs you can add to purify it. It will actually, water will be a lot more tastier and healthier for you. So that's one way. Or even the shortcut you want, you buy a copper vessel, pure copper vessel, store the water for 4 hours, all the bacteria die. Now it means the pH value is balanced in it, it's a lot more healthy, you can drink it. Again, there are controversial researchers, they say that overuse of copper water will be unhealthy, but our Indian body, our natural climate, so much of things are there that it doesn't really, I think I've been drinking it for years. Lot more people have been drinking it. All the ancient people, the rishis, always had the copper jug with the water all the time. They'll be meditating for a year and opening and drinking a water. They never died. So nothing to worry. I think we can use copper in a larger scale, or a mud pot, which is more inclined towards it. So these are the basic things you can use water. Or you want a very expensive option, there are some machines available from not from India, and they convert the pH value to a higher value, like from 7 to almost to till 12 and 13 they use for cancer patients. So those waters are really healthy and good, but it costs you few lakhs, and the maintenance cost is again few thousands every year to do it. Do you really have to spend this much of money to have a basic need of water is my question. When you have an easy solution, you can use it. Another easy solution is, whenever you have a rain, try to figure out a mechanism and store all the water in a dark place where there is no sunlight, and that water is the most fresh and pure and more healthier water you can ever have. I've tasted the rainwater, you all might have tasted in your childhood. Try to save it. In fact, a lot of houses are now adopting to save the groundwater, the rainwater, and they use it for next few months, and they say they are like absolutely healthy, and they find, because it's a natural water. So that is these are the options I would say. Try to explore it in your area, what is available there. Most of the communities or apartments nowadays, they buy water in a tanker. Obviously they come from somewhere nearby big agriculture land water, which we are sucking and we are using it. So technically it's a groundwater, and I don't think they would have done any big treatment around it, which is a lot more healthy. The moment if somebody, more regulation and strict things are used, the water loses its quality. So it's better to use the so-called unhealthy tanker water. Let's use it and do it. So that is the easiest way, and do not boil it. There are a lot of other alternatives to use water. See, if you have to think about it, say every mother converts her blood into a milk for the baby to grow. So same thing, Mother Nature is converting her blood in a form of water for us, and she has given to us in abundance. Let's be very conscious in what we use and how much we use about it, and do not step into buying all this product which your life has to depend on buying this product. Then our life is not even worth living for it. So let's try to switch it to as minimal as possible, and avoiding machines and a water bottle. Take a bottle, store it in a mud pot or copper, and then use it for your day-to-day use. So this is what I want to share when you want coming to the water part of it. Do share any methods what you have been using it, and what other methods people can follow it. And thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the next video. Please share this video, because water is so essential. Everybody should see this, and they should share their comments. I'm sure I would have made any mistakes. Please correct me if anything has gone wrong, or I'll able to correct it, or any more information. Definitely I'll dig the information, I'll share it with you. See you in the next video. Thank you.